Hi, it's Louise Tanner-Stokes from the Anti-Dieting Revolution. And this week I wanted to talk about the number one mistake that I see you making when you're trying to lose weight. Okay, so I hear this all the time. People say, I want to lose weight, so I'm going to go on a diet. Okay, now this is the biggest mistake that I see people make, is that they think to lose weight, they need to go on a diet. And that's because this whole mentality of going on a diet, it's kind of like going on a bus. At some point, you get off the bus, don't you? It's the same with when you go on a diet. At some point, you go off the diet, don't you? And the problem is if you're thinking, okay, I'll just follow this diet plan until I get to my target weight and then I'll stop. Or I'll just make some changes to my eating habits, or I'll just do this exercise boot camp thingy, whatever, until I get to my target and then I'll stop. Okay. The problem is if you're in that kind of headspace where you're thinking you can just do something to get to your target and then you don't have to do it again, you're just going to pile all the weight back on again. I see this over and over again. People follow a diet and then when they come off the diet, they put the weight back on again because it all comes back to your normal day-to-day habits. Your day-to-day habits determine what your weight is going to be, okay? And even if you're just trying to lose, even if you're just trying to eat better or you're trying to get fitter, it's all about your regular habits. It's not about what you do for a short time, it's what you do forever. So whatever you do to get to lose the weight or to get fitter or to eat better, you've got to keep it going, okay? And another problem with going on a diet is often that diet is too complicated. So it doesn't fit in with your lifestyle for very long. If you're giving yourself, big long lists of rules, foods that you're not allowed to eat, foods that you have to eat, complicated recipes, or there's, things that you are and aren't allowed to do. And if it's too complicated, it's not going to be easy to keep going. You're not going to be able to build habits for life. And the minute that life throws some kind of challenge at you, you're just going to find it easy to give up if you're making it too complicated. So look at how you could make it easy for yourself so that you could build habits for life. Okay. Another problem then with going on a diet is it's too strict. Okay, it's too strict for you to stick to. So if you're doing something like you're cutting out food that you love, like cake or chocolate or crisps, or you're cutting out whole food groups, or you're depriving yourself, you're punishing yourself in some way, that's not going to help you. You're going to find it really hard to keep that going. You need to find ways that you can include the food that you love. You need to keep enjoying the meals and the recipes that you normally have, and just tweak those things. Just tweak them a little bit. Just think about how could I make this meal healthier? Is it balanced enough? How could I make this recipe healthier? How could I cook things in a healthier way? How could I do things just a little bit different to make them healthier? So it's not too different. Then it's easier to keep going, then, isn't it? So think about how you could tweak your normal habits rather than doing something strict. Another problem then with going on a diet is often people change too much, or they try to change too much. And when you change too much, you're more likely to beat yourself up for not being able to keep it going. When you beat yourself up for not being able to stick to that diet yet again, you're more likely to build this really shitty relationship with food. So what's better than doing that is, instead of trying to change too much about what you're doing, try and change your perspective about food, about eating, about managing your weight. So try and look at food as something for what it is nourishing your body. Okay. Try and change your perspective so that you're looking at doing things to be happy and healthy and to feel good, rather than focusing on the weight and the weight loss, the number on the scales, the number on your dress size and all that kind of thing. Try and change your perspective away from it being, something you do that you either fail at or you succeed at, and just focus on those healthy habits, building healthy habits to be happy and healthy, rather than focusing on the results and the weight. So, okay, instead of going on a diet then, what should we do instead? Well, stop making it complicated. Keep it simple. Okay, the easier that you can make it for yourself, the more likely you are to keep it going. That's what I keep saying over and over again. It all comes back to your habits. If you make it easy for yourself, so you're more likely to keep it going, you're more likely to build habits for life. So here's a super simple top tip. If you want to lose weight, just eat a spoonful less at each meal. Every time you eat, so whether it's breakfast, lunch, your evening meal, whatever you call that, or supper or a snack, every time you eat something, just think about how much would you normally eat and just trim a little bit off. Just ask yourself, do I really need to eat as much as I would normally have? Could I have a little bit less? Of course, it helps if you're eating regular balanced meals, and that's something I can help you with my super simple guide to making healthy eating easier. If you're eating regular balanced meals, then that way you're more likely to be giving your body the nutrients it needs, and then you're more likely to feel satisfied until you get to your next meal. So you don't need to make big drastic changes. Just make little tweaks that you can stick to forever and build as new habits for a lifetime. And you'll be surprised what a difference that little tweaks can make in the long term. But it's about being prepared to keep it going in the long term. And forget focusing on the results. Just focus on how you're feeling. Focus on building the habits for the sake of being healthy and looking after your body and being kind to yourself, okay? And the results will show up. I promise. They'll show up eventually. So yeah, if you want that healthy eating guide, just check it out. I'll put the link below. And just give me a shout if you've got any questions. Take care and I'll see you soon.